Hello everyone. This isn't really another tutorial. It's a more of a demonstration on a few steps and techniques I took on rigging this monster here. Um, it's rigged with basic bone tools. The legs and the wings are both all bone. Uh, as I found out when modeling, well, not modeling, when rigging, I really didn't need bones in the wings, but went ahead and kept them anyway. As you can see, I have controllers for each leg that can all be animated. Um, Here in the middle, I have two main controllers. One is for walking up, up and down. This one underneath is for flight, takeoff, and this one on the very bottom is non-animatable. It's more of the master, all to put them in different positions and whatnot. Okay, let's get on to the cool things. I have over here two wing controls, which I rigged using an attribute holder and what do you call it? Parameter editors and the reaction manager. Um, this controller cannot move around. I've completely locked it, but if you go over here to the modifier, you'll see I have the attribute holder, and underneath is a little slider just for the wing. As I'm sliding this, you can see the wing is moving up and down, along with two of its I guess rocket boosters underneath. I've also rigged them to move with the wing. The same goes for this other wing. And the same also goes for the feet. I've named this feet control so you won't be confused if it were to be animated. Let's hide these bones. So I gave 4 sliders for each foot. They all move up, because as it takes flight, each foot will come up like it would as an airplane's landing gear would lift off. So that's how I rigged them. The way I rigged them is I set my controller as feet control. I gave it I went and gave it a modifier, an attribute holder modifier, and I went over to animation to the parameter editor, and that is where you would go to select current modifier, and it'll add the attribute over to your selected controller. To make them move, we'll go down to the reaction manager. I already have a lot of things set up already, but I left the last foot for detail. So we would need a master reaction, well, master manager, I guess you would call it, and you would select the your master that would be holding the attribute. Go to attribute holder, custom, and it's down here, right foot, and it would need a something to, well, react, something to make it move. React, I guess. Not familiar with the terminology. Okay, so in order to pick our object that we want to move, we'll need a slave for it to react. So we'll go over add slave. I'll select this leg, and you can go to any position or rotation. It's going to rotate, so I'm going to rotate. It'll rotate on its y-axis. So I'll go down to create mode, and while it's in create, well, when you select create mode, you go down to your slider, bring it all the way up, select your object, move it into the position you want it, and you will hit create state, and that will give it the initial reaction you want it to have. And you get out of create mode and you bring your slider back down, and now you have a working master slave reaction, I guess you would call it. So that's just a little demonstration of this rig I made. There's still more modifications I have to do to it. It was doing some weird things earlier, so I will go back and fix all that. But I hope you like this brief demonstration of how this works, and I hope I can do more in the future.